team very much up against it at the moment, trailing by an enormous margin, and the Americans already say that if the British Commonwealth team wins here today, that God is British. Well, I don't think they are going to win today. We're going to see the Americans once again produce a classic display of racing. But let's hope that some of our men, like Australian Wayne Gardner and, of course, Barry Sheene and Ron Haslam, can get amongst them. The front row of the grid for this fourth team race. Freddie Spencer in pole position, thanks to his victory in yesterday's third race. Eddie Lawson on the Yamaha next to him. Randy Mamola on the Honda. Kenny Roberts on the Yamaha. Australian Wayne Gardner on the Honda UK machine. The clutches are engaged. Away they go. Mamola is out in front, and so too is Roberts. Roberts, number 2 on the right of your picture. Looks as though he's going to peel off first, but Mamola may have a quicker line. Mamola, then it's going to be Roberts slipping in behind him. So Americans once again out in front to Ron Haslam. There's Sheene at the back, you can see number 7, but it's Mamola, the Californian, on the Honda NS500 that he's had to buy from the factory, and somebody slips through on the inside. That could be Wayne Gardner. That looks as though it could be Wayne Gardner into second place behind Randy Mamola, and Gardner, who so far has not had the best of luck in the team races, had problems with tyres, problems with the balance, falling off a wheel, but this man, no problems at all. He won 2 races out of 3, finished third in either one, and Wayne Gardner's really getting amongst them, and Gardner is having a go. The Honda UK rider who rode so well in Misano, Kenny Roberts behind him, then Mike Baldwin, Spencer there, Dave Aldana for America bringing up the tail end of the field as the leaders come down into the chicane for the first time. It's Mamola, Wayne Gardner, Kenny Roberts, Mike Baldwin. Haslam is third from last, Sheene next to last, end of the first lap. Mamola leads from Wayne Gardner and to Kenny Roberts. They go into Redgate, peeling hard over. That is Kenny Roberts, 3 times 500cc world champion on the Yamaha. Mike Baldwin there, just behind him, and Eddie Lawson. So the Americans again well up at the front, but Gardner's putting the pressure on Mamola, and this really is an excellent race because Mamola is on the factory 3-cylinder Honda and Gardner on the production bar.
And that's Gardner number 8 there with 120 brake horsepower compared with Mamola of number 3 with 130 brake horsepower. So Gardner putting on a tremendous performance to keep up with a more powerful machine in front.
Well, Gardner riding well at the moment in second place, putting Mamola under pressure. Wayne keen to have a Grand Prix career and goes round the outside, a look for a way round the outside. The rest of the field goes through. Keith Hugh and Barry Sheene at the back end of the field. And Roberts in turn is now snapping at the heels of Gardner. They're coming into a 3-way scrap. Roberts, that's Eddie Lawson in 4th place. The end of the second lap, Mamola leads from Gardner, Roberts, Lawson and Baldwin. And Freddie Spencer there moves up another place. He is now in 5th position. He's ousted Baldwin. And the change up in the front there, that was Gardner looking for a way through and Mamola diving across the front of him. So Gardner must have had a moment out in front.
And another problem that Gardner has is that the leading machine, number 3, Randy Mamola, accelerates better out of the corners because it has a special exhaust attack system. And Gardner there hard on the brakes and very quick in the middle of the corner, but loses out now as Mamola gets the machine under full speed, accelerating away from the turn.
3 riders, nose to tail. It's Mamola for America on the Honda in the lead. Wayne Gardner for the British Commonwealth team. From Australia in second place, Kenny Roberts. And Gardner looked the wrong way, and Kenny Roberts accelerated through on the right-hand side, and Gardner is pushed back to 3rd spot, and Spencer goes up ahead of Lawson, so Spencer is 4th. 2 changes there as they go into the chicane. The end of the 3rd lap. Mamola is in the lead. Kenny Roberts is 2nd. Wayne Gardner is 3rd. Spencer is 4th. Eddie Lawson is 5th. Rob McElney now is 6th. Mike Baldwin is 7th. Well, Gardner under pressure now. In fact, Gardner having a go at Roberts. Gardner trying the inside line, but has to ease off, and Roberts now in turn challenging Mamola for the lead. Roberts goes through. Kenny Roberts leads this fourth team race, and Roberts and Mamola battling away. Well, early in his career, Randy Mamola was called Kenny Roberts' protégé. I think those days are long since gone. They are hardened rivals on the racetrack, and Roberts is not only in front, he's pulling away. What a superb performance from Kenny. Yesterday, Roberts had problems with his arm. He'd hurt his arm, and the efforts of winding on the throttles, and we've got a five-way dice going on there for the lead. Here they come. Spencer passes Gardner. Mamola regains the lead. Two changes there. Gardner's going past Spencer. Goes across the front of him. Well, absolutely amazing. Gardner goes back from fourth to third by outbreaking Spencer, but Spencer outguns him. Spencer is back to third place. The factory Honda quicker than the Honda UK machine. Mamola leads. Roberts second. Spencer is third. Gardner is fourth, and Eddie Lawson is fifth. But Gardner is fighting away as hard as he can.
Yes, the V4s of Spencer and Kenny Roberts so much quicker than the three-cylinder Honda that Gardner's really got his work cut out to catch the two men in front of him now, although he's trying desperately on the brakes at every turn. He can't match them for speed.
They were almost side by side, riding three on a bike at one stage there. Mamola leads. Number 3. Number 2 is Kenny Roberts. Number 1 is Freddie Spencer. And Mamola just a little bit quicker at that point, and the Honda quicker as well. And Spencer also trying to squeeze through on the inside towards third because Roberts is on the racing line. This is the race leader, Randy Mamola. When still 5 of them, more changes to come up down the straight. On braking, Spencer looking for the inside line, and he's got it. Inside Roberts, no problem. Spencer through to second place. Roberts has to settle for third. Mamola, Spencer, Roberts, Gardner and Lawson. 5 laps gone, 1/3 stage, and Spencer is looking for the lead. Mamola is there. Spencer looking for the outside line. He'll come through on the inside, accelerates hard, and has Spencer got it? Oh, goodness gracious me, he had, and he actually went through underneath Mamola's elbow. Well, just they're diving and bobbing and weaving. And Gardner goes through on the inside of Roberts. Wayne Gardner past Kenny Roberts there, but Roberts is back again. They're side by side. Gardner has to ease off.
And Gardner got the three-cylinder Honda sideways there as he tried to get the power on early to try and match the V4 power of Kenny Roberts.
So this is the battle for second place. Number 3, Randy Mamola, is being chased by Kenny Roberts, but out in front there is Freddie Spencer, the 500cc world champion. Mamola number 3, second. Number 2, Roberts. There's Spencer going through, the 5 of them. Then it's Rob McElney and Ron Haslam who was last. Number 43, Mike Baldwin. And then battling with Roger Marshall, the British champion. And Gardner was for a moment pushed back, and he's leaning on Lawson as they go in, but Lawson had the better line. And Gardner has lost a little bit of ground. It's Spencer, Mamola, Roberts, Lawson and Gardner, 6 laps completed.
And Ron Haslam making his way up through the field. He's now past McElney and is closing on Gardner.
There's Haslam and McElney behind him. Haslam, of course, the race leader. Spencer to the right. Then it's Mamola. Then it's Roberts. Closing on Mamola. Is he going to make a move here? Getting closer and closer and closer. Well, some of the very best riders in the world turning in a magnificent display of high-speed racing. This is supposed to be a team contest. It's not. It's an exhibition of individual skill from some of the best riders in the world. And there are some of them in your picture. Mamola, Randy Mamola, 24 years of age. 33-year-old Kenny Roberts behind him, and Eddie Lawson. Wayne Gardner, there's Ron Hazard, number 5. 19, Rob McElney, one of the young British boys who is destined for great things. Spencer in the lead, Mamola, then Roberts, then Lawson. Gardner losing ground. Haslam getting closer. McElney there behind him, being towed along by the pace of the Langley rider. This is Ron Haslam. He is in 6th place at the moment. Rob McElney is in 7th place. Mike Baldwin is 8th. Roger Marshall is 9th. Barry Sheen is 10th. And it looks as though Mamola's second place is in danger as Spencer begins to stretch an advantage out in front. And I'm sure Roberts will want to get past Mamola. Mamola in problems in the third race yesterday, the final team race, with some brake pad problems. And Spencer, using the superior power and acceleration of the four-cylinder Honda, is stretching an advantage over these two men. Mamola number 3 using second place. Number 2, Kenny Roberts, is third. You saw the back end of the bike then just bounce on the tarmac. Roberts ignores it. 3 of them side by side almost. There's Gardner, there's Haslam, there's McElney. And in fact, Lawson is having a go at Roberts. Lawson on the inside line, that makes him favourite for the corner, and he gets third place.
And in these out-braking manoeuvres, you can see the rear wheels of the machine only barely touching the tarmac, sometimes bouncing off as all the weight is thrown forward onto the front wheel.
8 laps completed. Spencer leads. Mamola number 3 is second. Number 4, Lawson, is third. Number 2, Roberts, is fourth. And they're sliding these 500cc motorcycles on every corner. And Spencer pulling away. Roberts now passes Lawson beautifully. And Lawson in turn decides that he can play that game.
That was an interesting overtaking manoeuvre because Kenny Roberts, much faster into the corner, spoilt his line and was slower coming out. Lawson, slower in and quicker out, got the better drive, and he's now back in front.
So Lawson in third place, Roberts is fourth. 2 teammates for the Marlborough team at Yamaha. Gardner now being put under pressure by Haslam and Rob McElney, but it's the 4 Americans. Here comes Spencer into the chicane, round the other side. 9 laps completed, 6 more to go for the 500cc world champion. There's Spencer, classic stylist, over the bike, knee on the tarmac, leads by 1.5 seconds.
And you can see the knee pads on his leathers there, scraping the ground as he goes right and then left through the corner. You'll see the knee touch down again, using it to sort of feel the tarmac and have his weight as far to the inside of the machine as possible to aid it through the corner.
Well, these men making it look so easy, but they're riding at record-breaking pace on fire motorcycles, producing an awful lot of power with just a little bit of rubber between them and the road, both on the front and back wheels.
All these riders have different idea what to use.
Oh, you saw the back end there. You saw the slide then. The front and back wheels were not in line. That was a broadside. And watch Spencer go through the chicane here. Watch him use the knee down on the tarmac there as a third wheel, over the other side, down again. What a style this Shreveport, Louisiana rider is. 10 laps completed. Spencer out in front. Mamola still there in second place. Roberts has got back into third spot. Lawson is fourth, and Roberts is beginning to make his charge. The interesting thing is that Roberts, old though he is in terms of racing motorcyclists, he is so consistent. His lap times very rarely differ from one lap to another, and he, for a 33-year-old racing motorcyclist, he is remarkable. Mamola, a much younger man, 24 years of age, a dirt track racer from tender years, and that dirt track experience pays dividends. You saw when Spencer's bike went into that slide, well, he was used to that sort of thing. Watch the tyre here, no problems this time. In line Mamola, Roberts, Lawson. Spencer then into the chicane as that trio battling away for second place goes under the bridge. There in the chicane now, Mamola, Roberts and Lawson. We wait now, and Haslam has gone ahead of Gardner. McElney is behind, he's in 7th place. So Ron Haslam is now in 5th spot. He was 11th on the first lap. He had to start at the tail end of the grid because of that tumble yesterday. And Ron was asked to go to hospital yesterday for an X-ray after that tumble, declined the invitation at first. Then he was offered a ride in the helicopter to go and accepted.
And these two men on the three-cylinder V3 Hondas, and McElnay behind is on the Square 4 Suzuki. He's the first of the Suzuki riders.
It looks as though he's got ahead of Momola. That's Spencer, the race leader. There's Roberts second, Momola is third now, and Lawson is fourth. So Momola has lost another place. Gardner back ahead of Haslam. McElnay there, and Lawson and Momola. Momola going back into second place ahead of Roberts. Lawson is there though in the picture. 12 laps completed, 3 more to go, and these three men still disputing the battle. 2.6 seconds the gap between Freddie Spencer out in front and Randy Momola, the man who holds second spot. Down the hill, through Craner curves. Momola, Roberts again closes, he's quick at that point.
Roberts quicker there, but difficult to get past Momola. He was right. Momola's right where Roberts wanted to be at that point in the circuit. And with all the curves running into each other at Donington, there's very few clear places to pass. You really have to pick your line and hope that the man in front of you doesn't move over just where you want to go.
Momola, short, stocky character, had decided almost to give this season a miss when Suzuki dropped out and he couldn't do a deal with the other factories. Oh, did you see the rear wheel of Momola's bike lift off the ground there as all the weight went up the front of the bike under braking? Lawson now up into third spot. Roberts is fourth. 13 laps completed. 2 more laps to go. And there is Barry Sheene at the moment down in 12th place. And really Barry will be very disappointed with this.
He has had some problems in practice. He was waiting for some new yokes for his Suzuki, his Harris frame Suzuki, but they haven't arrived, so he's got a few handling problems.
So Sheene with Keith Ewan, and Keith Ewan in turn not very happy. He's had problems on the SDC Honda, brake problems. Sheene through the chicane with Ewan behind him and Dave Aldana. They're battling for 12th, 11th, 12th and 13th places. There though is the man out in front. He broke the lap record in every race, in all 3 races yesterday, and you saw again that rear tyre just slide out away from him, but he just doesn't bat an eyelid, doesn't ease off the power at all.
It seems tremendously predictable. Normally when the rear wheel slides like that, it slides, sticks, slides and causes violent contortions from the machine, but Spencer seems to be able to power slide it through the turn quite predictably.
They're on their last lap now, 14 laps gone, 1 more lap to go. Spencer in the lead now, Momola and Lawson disputing second and third. Roberts has got back, maybe the problems he had with his arm muscles, his arm kept swelling up yesterday. There is Spencer down through Craner curves to Hollywood. And Spencer set for his second team victory to add to his race win yesterday. Again, the knee on the tarmac. Under the bridge for the last time. He's got time for a long look over his right shoulder to see where the opposition is, and subject to mechanical problems or a tumble, Spencer's going to win this one, and when he does, the checkered flag, a big wheelie from Freddie Spencer. Who's he going to be for second though? No, almost side by side, and I think the judges will have to separate it. I think Momola maybe by a wheel, Randy Momola from Eddie Lawson by just a wheel. Kenny Roberts finishes 4th. Ron Haslam finishes ahead of Wayne Gardner. Ron Haslam is 5th. Wayne Gardner is 6th. Rob McElnay. And the sprint to the line as well. and that was close between Roger Marshall and Mike Baldwin, and they both enjoyed that tremendously. But the win here for Freddie Spencer, with Randy Mamola second, Eddie Lawson third, and Kenny Rob.
We're just out there having a good time, and winning the championship, we had to make up for the past few years' beatings, so we're just giving it our best shot.
Well, Americans 1, 2, 3, and 4, but it looks as if you were racing amongst yourselves. I mean, there's no team orders there, are there?
No, of course not. Me and Randy's on Hondas, the other guys are on Yamaha, so we're out there. We got a lot of responsibilities, but we're just out there racing and having a good time. And my bike worked very well that race, and I got in front and was able to pull the distance away, but we're all running pretty close.
Several times we saw the back end step out quite spectacularly. Is that giving you problems? Doesn't seem to be sliding that much after it gets sideways.
No, it's just initial when it breaks loose a little bit, and then you have to back off and hook up. The racetrack is pretty inconsistent when it comes to that. You know, it slides for a second. It doesn't really drift too well. The only turn it really does is coming onto the back straightaway. I think we're all drifting there pretty nicely.
Well, you don't seem to be able to get out of the starting gate very well. What's happening on that?
Well, that's not exactly by choice. It's a new bike, and we have to work the clutch a little, you know, get it a little better, a little smoother. Right now, it's not very smooth, and it has a tendency to grab, but I'm getting a little better, getting used to it. Hopefully, the next two, I can get better starts.
Well, congratulations, Freddie. Well, Randy won the first two races yesterday, had a good battle there, and you're mixing it in with Kenny as well.
Yeah, it's a good thing Freddie doesn't get good starts. I wouldn't be able to lead the race.
Of course, he's got one more cylinder than you. Does that seem to be making a difference?
Well, last year it made a difference having a three-cylinder. Now I'm on the three-cylinder, and it's making a difference to have a V4 right now. But Freddie's riding the bike spectacularly, and we're having a good time out there, like Freddie said, and putting on a good show for all these people that turned out here. And I'm grateful for that Tom Weekoff can put a show on like this at Donington Park. It goes to show you that there still can be big crowds at motorcycle events.
Are you disappointed the Britons aren't giving you a hard time? It'd be nice to have seen Barry Sheene, of course, up there. And, well, Wayne Gardner was going well that time.
Yeah, Wayne was going really good from the start. As you said, though, the past years we've had a lot of weak teams, too, and we've gotten beaten. And the Britons, the bigger the point lead for them, the stronger that their side felt. So, I mean, we're not giving anything back to them. We're all out there riding hard. The Britons are trying their hardest, and everything's working out good.
Randy, thanks very much. We'll be watching.